Hello and welcome to episode 71 of I'm the Tigers, a podcast all about the National Ice Hockey League, but one that always has an eye on the Telford Tigers. Jumping straight into it this week, plenty of results to catch up on. Before we go through the National League, we'll check in with Tigers 2. They had their big top of the table clash against Sutton Sting on Saturday night. Very close game this one. Finished Tigers 2-1, Sutton Sting 3. An empty net goal for the Sutton Sting right at the end to guarantee the points for them there. So the winning run comes to an end for Tigers 2. Sutton Sting, it continues. I think they're now 17 wins on the bounce this season. So very much looking like the team to beat in National League North 2 this season. So yeah, commiserations to Tigers 2 team, but I'm sure they'll bounce back and very soon be back to winning ways. In terms of the National League, we're going to kick off with some midweek action because we had the second leg of the Cup semi-final between the Milton Keynes Lightning and the Romford Raiders, and we now have the name of one of the finalists. It is Romford Raiders. MK took a 3-0 lead on the night, put them in a 2-goal lead on aggregate. Wasn't to be enough as the Raiders scored 5 unanswered goals and have booked their place in the final. So congratulations to the Romford Raiders. Proved me wrong. I would suspect I'm possibly not the only person they proved wrong, but yeah, proved me wrong. I fancied MK to be one of the finalists to win that tie, but a great result and performance there from the Raiders, who won both legs. In terms of the league, the action got underway on Friday evening with Sheffield Steel Dogs hosting the Peterborough Phantoms. It was a trip well worth making for the Phantoms as they recorded a 6-3 win on the road. Saturday night, Telford took the trip to Milton Keynes, not always the happiest of hunting grounds, and so it proved to be, unfortunately. Lightning dominated the first period. There were a couple of occasions where, despite the fact it was 5-on-5, it felt as though MK were on a power play because, they were just recycling the puck, keeping it in our zone, unable to clear it. I think at one point, players must have been out for sort of like 2.5 minute shifts, something like that, just unable to get out of our zone. They only got the one goal. MK got a second goal in the second period, but as it was winding up, Tigers pulled one back through Danny Rose. Going into the third, all to play for, but 3 goals from the Lightning was enough to secure the points for them on home ice with a 5-1 win. Second was, perhaps a bit more even, but the third, again, Lightning, much the better team. So deserved win for MK on home ice. In terms of the rest of the league, a very short-benched Bees team. I think they had 13 players. Made the long trip up to Scotland to take on the Solway Sharks. This one finished Sharks 9, Bees 3. So a pretty strong win on home ice there for Solway. Swindon Wildcats hosted the Hull Seahawks. That one finished Wildcats 5, Seahawks 2. So a good win there on home ice for the Wildcats. Bristol hosted the Sheffield Steel Dogs. Battle of the Dogs, Pitbulls against the Steel Dogs. And it was the Steel Dogs who came out on top with a 4-2 win at Bristol. And last but not least, Leeds Knights hosted the Romford Raiders. And the Knights recorded a 3-1 win there. Sunday night, there are a few back-to-back fixtures this weekend. I think it would be fairly safe to say, including the Tigers, back-to-back weekend against the Lightning. Got to be honest, Lightning went 2-0 up, fearing the worst. It was not to be, though. Again, the Tigers record a 3-2 win at home over the MK Lightning. Danny Rose got one of the goals. Tom Byrne got the winner, and Luca also registered on the score sheet. Great result from the Tigers. Not one I saw coming, and certainly on Saturday night, being honest, we sort of didn't really land too much of anything on Saturday night. So a fantastic result on home ice. Sharks and Bees played up at Solway for the second time on the weekend. That one finished Sharks 6, Bees 3, so a bit closer, but still a pretty clear win then for the Sharks to take a 4-point weekend. Peterborough were on home ice against Swindon, and the visitors walked away with the spoils with a 6-2 win. Aaron Nels described it as their best performance of the season. I think if you're going to Peterborough and winning as clearly as that, perhaps see where he's coming from on that one. Raiders and the Knights went at it again, this time down in Romford. Result was still the same though, with Leeds winning 5-2. Last but not least, Hull were on home ice with Bristol making the journey up, and that one finished Seahawks 4, Pitbulls 0. I think from what I can remember seeing, all the goals were on the power play as well there for the Hull Seahawks, so they continue their impressive power play form. In terms of the upcoming week, Friday night actually gets underway. I believe this is the first leg of the second semi-final in the Cup, with the Knights and the Steel Dogs battling it out at Leeds. I'm going to go for the Knights to win that one. Saturday, Sheffield Steel Dogs are at home and taking on the Telford Tigers. I'll go for a Tigers win. What am I basing it on? Optimism, hope? Who knows? I'm going to go for a Tigers win. Can't say I'm massively convinced by it, but then again, I'm not massively convinced that Steel Dogs are going to win either. But yeah, I'll go for the Tigers win. Sharks host the Seahawks. I fancy the Sharks to win that one on home ice. I think they will beat Hull up in Solway. Bees host the Phantoms. Phantoms will win that one. Pitbulls against the Raiders. Pitbulls just to sneak it. We'll see that one going to overtime, potentially even penalty shots, but the Pitbulls to sneak it. And Lightning host the Wildcats. MK2 win that one on home ice. Sunday, game of the weekend, it's got to be Telford Tigers against Solway Sharks, purely because, that's sort of where the big battle is for that 8th and final playoff spot at the moment. No ifs, no buts. This is an absolute must-win game for the Tigers. We've got to beat Solway. Really, it's as simple as that. That is absolute key, be all and end all for the upcoming weekend. Got to keep in contact and start reeling in some of the points that they've got over us. I think it's a 4-point gap at the moment, but they do have a game or two in hand as well. Games against Solway are going to be crucial. We've just got to get 2 points, and ideally without it going to overtime as well. Otherwise, we're only pulling back that 1 point. In terms of other games, Wildcats host the Lightning. I fancy the Wildcats do that on home ice. Seahawks are up against the Knights. Leeds to win that one. Raiders host the Pitbulls. Raiders to win on home ice. And then Phantoms against the Bees. The Phantoms to win there. So that's predictions for the week. As always, let me know where I've got it wrong. Get in contact, leave me a message. Looking forward to seeing, reading, receiving any of those. In terms of the Tigers, it's already sort of covered on, I guess. Strange weekend. Saturday night. I think struggled to get anything going. Sunday night we record a win. Both the games against MK. It's just the lack of a consistency, I think, on the whole for the Tigers. If we keep things tight and don't make defensive mistakes, more than a match for anybody in the league. And when we don't, anybody in the league can beat us. So if we get a bit more consistency, keep the defensive errors out, we could be in for a really strong second half of the season. I think we've shown that we can go sort of head to head with any team in the league. We've won twice on home ice against Milton Keynes. Around about the start of November? We had back-to-back weekend against Leeds and pushed them very close both nights. First one being 2-goal win, with one of those being an empty netter, and the other one being just a 1-goal win. So it's there. We just need to get the consistency and keep defensive errors out. We'll do that. In for a really, really good second half of the season, I feel. Anyway, in terms of this episode, that's it. I'll be back as always this time next week. Bye for now.